The ballot's here, the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones so stand with pride. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. The future's written in your hand. A chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. Fusion in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, powers redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's It's in the Ballot show for the Kawerau General Ward. Today, these candidates will be vying on why they should be one of the people to receive your ticks. But with every election, there's one thing stepping in every candidate's way, and that's your vote. Okay, and welcome today, and welcome back to It's in the Ballot. So let's kick off with opening statements of why each candidate should get. Was it the tick? Tracy, you get to go up first. Your opening statement of why you'd like to become a councillor for the General Ward of Kawerau District Council.
I have to stand up?
No, you can stay seated. It's actually easy on the camera person.
Okay. Hi there, my name is Tracy Hill and I am running for Kawerau General Ward. This year we've had quite a few experienced councillors step away from our council table. I took that as an opportunity to stand. I feel that I've got some good qualities that I can contribute. Governance is important for our town. That's how we have our voices around the table. And yeah, that's really why I stood. So thank you.
Okay. Next up, Anthony. Oh, nearly there. There we are.
You're next.
Yep,
you.
Hello, my name's Anthony.
Oh, the microphone.
Yeah, it's on. Just start.
Hello,
speaking.
my name's Anthony Worsley, and I'm standing as a candidate for the General Ward in Kawerau District. I have been in the Kawerau District virtually all my life. I have been on 2 community projects, as is neighbourhood support and also the Kawerau Business Association. I gathered lots of experience in those 2 roles, supporting the people of Kawerau, and of course everybody knows me from Smith City, and I want to continue to serve the people of Kawerau. Thank you.
Okay, and Justin.
Kia ora te whānau. Thank you to everyone that is here today and everyone that is viewing via the live. I'm Justin Ross. I am a first-term councillor and I am vying for your vote for the general ward again this year. I am a teacher at Tarawera High School and I am been a part of this community for 32 years. I'm also on a couple of community boards, Kawerau Amateur Swimming Club, the Athletics Club, and the Kawerau Sports Club, and I have a big passion for netball. I'm community minded, I'm here for our people, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to carrying on the mahi that we've done over the last 3 years. The qualities I bring as a councillor are being approachable, community minded, and committed to listening and turning conversations into action. Ngā mihi, thank you.
Okay, and then yeah. Okay, we get off to the next section of the show here. This is where we get candidates to pick out box numbers of the questions of what the community have submitted to ask. There are was it boxes between number 1 and 28, or tahi and rua te kau mā waru. Each candidate picks out a box number 1 by 1. Also, we give each candidate 2 button cards. So, metaphorically speaking, so if there has a question that they would like to answer that another candidate gets, they can use their button cards to give out the questions. Give an additional answer to the question that's in there, limited to 2 per candidate. And we also give each candidate a defer card. Fingers crossed, they don't need to use it. But if they do that, they can defer that question to another candidate that they may not quite want to answer it, or could answer it significantly a lot better, as has happened in some shows. Now we'll use the random list generator here that chooses an order. Anthony, you get to go first. What box number?
So you get to choose first. What box number would you like?
Okay, 1.
Go for 1.
Yeah. Start at the top.
Okay. Oh, now I just want to make sure that I've got the right reference loaded into the computer here, because I always have a lot of fun with this. So I've loaded in both 4 p.m. shows and 7 p.m. shows, but I want to make sure 4 p.m.'s graphics turn up, not 7 p.m.'s graphics. Because otherwise we'll be asking Meryl questions.
We don't want those.
Okay, so we've got AB for the All Blacks.
AB.
Okay, what positive impact do you believe you will have on our town if elected? E.g., what changes would you like to see?
Okay, what positive impact do you believe you have on our town if elected? I think I've had experience in a couple of activities in town, as I said in the past. The Kawerau Neighbourhood Support and also the Business Association. I want to see our town revitalised. We need to really look at our housing situation, looking at our shop situation. I deplore the way our town centre looks and the way of lack of people, lack of shops. The town centre is looking fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Council's done a wonderful job in the makeover. The promenade, I think that we need to look at that. That's an area where revitalisation needs to be. Also redevelopment for our people out of town. We need more residential houses as well. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Tracy, what box number?
Number 7, thank you.
Number 7, no problem. Oh, and I better take that one off from the last question. It's what happens when I haven't got a remote editor, or I've got to do a few more tasks in there. We've got E for Echo. What will you do to ensure you have a relationship with mana whenua?
Well, I mean, so being from Kawerau, we're surrounded by lots of different people. I'm not actually an expert on Māoridom and things like this. I do know the basics. To be honest, if I had a question about anything that I needed that was related to that, I would actually go and ask the Māori ward representatives firstly, because they've got the knowledge that I don't have. I've got various people I could ask. If it's specific here, I'll go and ask someone that knows. Thanks.
Thank you for that. Justin, what box number?
Let's go lucky 13.
Oh yes, will it deliver the winning lotto numbers? Okay, we got O for a portkey.
JJKLM.
Would you consider permanently opening local parks and reserves? And underneath it, there is a lack of accessibility for many, e.g. disabled parents with prams, temporarily injured, cyclists who cannot lift their bikes. The current structure favours a large part of the community being penalised because of being in a minority.
Okay.
Can I use my button card after this too,
Yeah,
please?
no
Cool,
problem. We can do
thanks.
that. Yep.
Ooh,
We'll kick off with
yes,
Justin.
Tracy, love that. Okay, so if we look at accessibility, it does matter here in our community, but also on the other end is the vandalism that happens with that. Over the past, I would say the last regulatory and service meetings, we've had thousands of dollars wasted of ratepayers' money on vandalism because they want to access our parks and reserves. And I know for you as ratepayers, you don't want to be seeing your money wasted on other people being, dare I say it, little idiots going in and breaking what is not theirs. Yes, we want to see them being open to used. We do want to see that, but it comes at a cost. So there is a consultation through our SLT, our senior leadership team, and the community on maybe looking at different times where we open them up, or having conversations with our accessibility group and saying, hey, are there anything that you think that we need to do?
Okay, and now let's get for Tracy for the button.
Yeah, so basically, in all of these situations, I've probably been in all of these situations. When I had a kid, I was pushing a pram and I couldn't get my pram through the gate. When my kid went to soccer, you'd come to times where there'd be things on the park or there'd be maybe damage where they couldn't play their games. So I think I've had a good experience of all of these things, and there would have been a time actually, especially when I was trying to get my pram over the gate, where I would have said open up the parks, but ultimately I think what we've got at the moment suits purely because of the vandalism and the cost and the readiness to have your parks ready when you turn up to play. Of course, any of these decisions will actually be made not just by me, not my vote. There'll be other people around the table that'll make these decisions. But ultimately, at the moment, I feel that it's probably not too bad how it is.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, Anthony, what box number? 6. Okay, we've got L for Lima. What do you think are the key issues around town and how do you plan to fix them?
That is a very good question. I think basically the key issue of our town, as said before, is the actual CBD. I remember back in the 1970s and 1980s how our shops were so vibrant. I have been in a business association. I know how difficult it is to get shops in our town, people coming here. But the key answer to that, I think, is increased population. I know that we need at least 10,000 people in our town to maintain, to get retailers in here. Basically, we need to increase our residential area, as I said before, get more people in town so we can accommodate them in some way. Increased development will do that. But revitalisation is the key answer. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, what box number?
Number 10.
Number 10? No problem. Okay, we got Q for Quebec. Kawerau has unique challenges and opportunities. How would you support multi-enterprise employment and training?
Well, I actually already have, and we already do have a lot of supports in this town for training. Um, I think you actually have to be a local that is around to understand that we do already have these things in place. Last year, I attended a business course at the Wānanga here in Kawerau, and my main motivation for staying here was that I didn't have enough money to go out of town. So we were really fortunate that I had that opportunity. How do I support it? Well, I promote it. I say to people personally, if you are looking for a really good option to do some study in town, that's one way you can do that. Yeah, so I just support it by, well, when you've got an option to go out of town and you've got an option to stay, well, yeah, see what your options are and go and try them.
Okay. Okay, Justin, what box number?
Let's go box number 20.
Box number 20. Oh, yes. What was the voting age, I think, from the mid-1960s to 1975?
Before my time.
I know.
Where did you get that question? I never got
No,
that question.
1975 was when 18-year-olds got the first time to vote. So, yeah, and also New Zealand permanent residents got the first time right to vote in New Zealand history. Yeah, so if you didn't have a New Zealand passport before 1975, you couldn't vote, whereas since 1975, you've only had to have residency, which makes sense. So, but you still need a passport to stand for office. Okay, we've got R for railway line, since we have the railway terminal for the East Coast Main Trunk Line down the road. How will you work with other agencies to address health, housing and education inequalities for Māori in the district?
So at the moment, our Kawerau District Council is working alongside various organisations in the housing sector, where we talk about health. It's a hard one because it's a central government organisation, and we as council are dictated what central government says to us. We can only do what is able from central government. We can support central government. We can administer things that central government put in place. We can support initiatives that our community have put forward. And we've got an amazing organisations here in Kawerau that support our health sector. If we just look across the road, Tū Wharetua Hauora is one of our biggest organisations in health. So we partner with them. If we talk about education, council can support organisations and things like Mayor's Task Force for Jobs. It's a huge driver at council, putting kids and our rangatahi into work every day.
Okay, Anthony, what box number? 14. 14. Okay, let's put the close-up on me, and we've got you for uniform. Do you support initiatives that enable whānau, hapu and iwi to benefit from council projects and contracts?
Yes, I do. Basically,
Microphone.
Basically, yes, I do. Basically, we have actually, I have actually worked with a lot of people, including Maori, in my capacity as a salesperson. I have a lot of friends and I have a lot of acquaintances. I've lived in this town all virtually my life, so I know a lot of families. I think basically what we need to do is to keep going as we are. I will work with the Maori councillors as well in seeing that we actually get this going or improve the services. That's the way I think we should do. I would work with anyone to complete that. Thank you.
Okay. Tracy, what box number?
Oh, what have we got left? Probably number 9.
Oh, yes, we're in luck. We do have Iwa. Okay, we have N for November. What steps would you take to protect awa, whenua, and ngahi in the district?
Well, I mean, when we're protecting our awa, whenua and ngāhere, these are actually consent issues. So whenever you want to do a project that's anything to do with the rivers, the land, etc., Usually the first stop will be the consent process that'll come to the council. This is if we're developing some kind of project. And other than that, really, personally, I don't drop my rubbish everywhere. That's one way I protect the land. Water, try to conserve water. All of these things give us our life in this district. Personal responsibility is a big one. We've got a lot of dumping at the moment with people leaving their rubbish everywhere. And I think to myself, shame, Kawerau. Don't leave your rubbish everywhere. That's not looking after the land. So yeah, personal responsibility first and then consenting next. Thank you.
Can I add to that?
Yep, so
Cool,
we've got a button
yes.
from Justin.
Beep, button in. So if we look at what happened today with Rotary, we did a whole restoration with Keith Mackenzie Park and cleaned that up. That is working with our different agencies, our organisations, but I know that Rotary had great conversations with iwi and the landowner and building that trust and that relationship with them to go, hey, we've got a great idea. We want to clean up our awa, we want to clean up the river, we want to restore the banks. And that's what Kawerau's all about, getting in and getting involved. It was a great turnout today. There would have been about 30, 40 people of our community getting out. And that's the initiatives that we want to see. We want to see our Kawerau community coming together, supporting one another with everything going together. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Justin, what box number?
Let's go 21. We'll stay in the 20s.
Oh, that's all good.
You
That's
guys stay
all
at the
good.
bottom.
That was the old voting age back before they lowered it to 20. Okay, we got T for Tango. How will you create more opportunities for rangatahi in education, training, and employment?
A big push for us is Mayor's Task Force for Jobs. Like, that is the biggest thing in our community. We have an amazing coordinator. Her name is Amy Hayes, and she does a holistic approach. She doesn't just get a job for a kid and step back and go, you're on your own now. She goes into the home, she has a conversation with the whānau, and she sits down and has a cup of coffees and biscuits and everything, and then she goes out to the businesses and she has those hard conversations going, our kids matter. The future of this town matters. Those kids want to see jobs available, and Amy's doing that. Mayor's Task Force Jobs is the future, and also linking up with the Ministry of Social Development as well. Okay, so there's a great partnership that's happening at the moment with MSD and Mayor's Task Force for Jobs. So we just need to keep promoting that. Ngā mihi.
Okay, Anthony, what box number?
Okay, that's a question I would leave to, sorry.
What number?
On the number.
Yeah, you choose a number.
What number? Check 5.
5, no problem. Okay, we've got S for sulfur. What are your thoughts on charging non-locals to use our pool complex?
Okay, that has been a question going around for a lot of many years in Kawerau. It's always been a sore point with a lot of people. I believe, yes, we should be charging for non-local people. There should be a card for the locals to use, and charge the people coming in. And that will also offset some of the rates money. Obviously, the rates for the charges. I just think though that the pool is a major necessity in town, but why should we let the people from out of town use it? When we go to other towns, we pay for their facilities, so it should be the same in this town. Thank you.
Can I butt in? Both want to butt in.
Okay, Tracy, you go first because you butted in first. Yep, ready when you are.
Well, actually, I disagree with Anthony. I actually would like to see the spirit of the pool kept as in it's free for people. One of the things that a lot of people don't know about me is that I actually went off-grid power last year, and for the first 6 months of being off-grid power, I relied on that pool every day for a shower. And I realised really quickly that if I had been in Whakatane, there would have been days that we wouldn't have been showering, and that's a fact. So I think, yes, it has associated costs, but I think that there's actually other ways that we could probably look to get that funded and keep it the way that it is now.
Okay, and Justin.
It's a tricky one. It's costs us over $1 million to run the pool complex a year as ratepayers. But what do we determine as local? Because a lot of people whakapapa back to Kawerau that we don't know that are local. And I know that a lot of those groups, when they come in, there's at least 10 people that may not live in this community, but there's 1 or 2 that whakapapa back to that. How do we determine what is local? We can't, because everyone whakapapas back to Kawerau. Yes, it costs us a lot of money as a ratepayer, but as Tracy said, it is a beautiful facility. It is a facility that our whole town uses. Myself, if you know me, I'm a big advocate for the swimming pool. I've worked there, and I also run swimming classes there. They offer for outsiders as well. It's not just our community. There's lots of schools that use it out of the area, but they are charged. We have to look at other rating streams around that swimming pool complex and how we are going to gain money for it. Thank you.
Okay. Tracy, what box number?
3? Do we have
Yep.
3?
Yep, we still got number 3. Okay, we got V for violin. What are your priorities for improving council services in Kawerau's Māori community, e.g. transport, water, waste?
Well, actually, I think that we're already doing all of these things really well. I find it hard when we're starting to break down kind of core services and breaking them down into specific sectors of our community. I don't think that's actually right. Those are core services. One of the things that I'd like to touch on really about that is that, you know, when you choose to buy your own house, you choose to pay rates because that's the nature of buying your own house. You accept that these are responsibilities that you take on when you own your own home rather than renting. I think we do things well. There may be other people that don't agree with me, and so in that case, I'd like them to be able to approach all of us so that if they've got a specific problem in their specific sector, that we can actually address that problem, because we might not know what's happening until they speak up. Thank you.
Okay, Justin, what box number?
22. 22, please.
Okay. So we have AA for AA batteries, and let's actually put that on there. If elected, what will be your top priority within your council term?
My top priorities is around jobs, training, communication, and keeping services in-house. Simple as that. We need to keep our services in-house. We heard from our community when we went out with our Three Waters scheme, and our community came back with astounding views that we need to keep our services in-house. And if we go back to the big old A-word amalgamation, I'm against it. We cannot get swallowed up by other councils. And that Three Waters, if we start going down that path bit by bit, they'll start eating us away. If we talk about communication, we have done a really big push on that this last 3 years that I've been on council, communicating with our community, if that's through open forums, our public forums in the morning, our submissions process, and even just having conversations with us. And the last one is jobs and training, Mayor's Task Force of Jobs. I keep talking about it, but it is the key pin of our next generation. We need to keep that at the forefront. Thank you.
Okay, Anthony, what box number? 17. 17. Oh yes, good old age and join the military. Okay, we got G for geothermal energy. What would you do for young people in Kawerau? E.g., we've been trying to set up a youth centre for young people.
Okay, young. Hey, I was young once, so I remember the skating park in the park over by the swimming pool there, and we used to hang around there. Not hang. We used to go there with all our friends, and we had a great time. I think we need to have something like that again. I'm talking about 40 years ago, so that's a long time ago. But honestly, we did have a great time, and we were looked after. There were people who made sure we got home early. Well, not early, but well, within time. Yeah, so I just think that there's nothing here for the youth other than the youth council. I think the youth council is an excellent idea. I think that puts people, our young, on the road to improvement for themselves. Again, we just need to look after our people. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, what box number?
Crikey, I don't know. What have we got here?
Oh, was it? There's 4, 8, 11, 12.
8 will do, 8 will be good, thanks.
8 will be good. Okay. Okay, we got D for Delta. What does genuine partnership under Te Tiriti or Waitangi look like for Kawerau District Council?
Well, actually, I think that what it looks like is what we've got right now. What we've got at the moment in terms of the partnership and the diversity that we have around our council table, it's a lot better than a lot of areas. To be honest, we're a lot more advanced in some areas than other areas of New Zealand. I'm not an expert on the treaty. We are constantly bombarded at the moment by the treaty as people in New Zealand. All these hard conversations are coming up at the moment, and I don't have all of those answers, but I have started to learn. And so diversity around the table for a start that we've actually always had in Kawerau is a start. Thanks.
Okay, Justin, what box number?
23?
Yes, we can do that. Okay, we have M for Murupara. Do you support reviewing council spending priorities before turning to further rates increases?
Yeah, we always support reviewing our council services. We'd be stupid not to be honest. Every decision we make includes asking our KDC where cuts and savings can happen and without affecting the services that we provide. It's a big push from our community when we went out for consultation around our services. Our community wants to keep the services, but if we keep the services, they come at a cost. And our community understands that everything is going up. We're seeing it with the petrol prices, with export prices, our food prices, everything. We have an amazing team at council, and we have an amazing finance team led by the amazing Leanne Butler. She is a lovely lady that will find every cent possible that she can take off. And we have pushed her multiple times around rates going, we need to drop them. You need to go back and find out what is necessary. Is this necessary? Can you cut this? And if so, how are we going to do that? Now, we've got an amazing team at council. Thank you.
Okay, Anthony, what box? 18. Okay, the good old voting age. And remember, those who turn 18 before the 11th of October who aren't yet there now, make sure you go out and vote and do a special vote to have your vote counted at this local body elections. Okay, we got P for Papa. How will you ensure further developments in Kawerau deliver benefits back to mana whenua and local moulding?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer because I am in favour of redevelopment. I think we need to spread ourselves out, so we need the extra land to do that. I think any improvement is going to help our town, whether it's Mana Whenua or Maori or anybody. It's going to help us all if we do that. And I said before, our CBD needs to be revitalised or rethought. We have extra land there that we should be using if we can to get more people in town. We need an increased population. So redevelopment is not going to happen until we have an increased population. And to do that, we need to sort ourselves out in that respect. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, what box number? Got 4, 11, 12,
Yep,
15.
11 will be fine. Thanks.
11.
Sorry, you'll get this.
Sorry,
every
you always like
time.
to choose the second number.
Just 11. 11.
That's all right. Okay, we got Y for yellow. Do you think Māori wards representatives should be active in local marae and that should be a prerequisite of being allowed to stand as a Māori ward? Okay, that bit missing on there, I'd like to say candidate. And why or why not?
I don't think anything should be a prerequisite to standing for as a candidate. We all have the same opportunity to get ourselves nominated and stand. So, no, I don't think it should be a prerequisite. I would hope that we have some knowledge from the people that are standing for the Māori wards, because they want to represent the people that elect them. But no, it shouldn't be a prerequisite. There's no prerequisites on anyone that comes to the table. The only prerequisite is that you're available and you're ready to listen and learn and you would like to put your name forward. Thank you.
And just for those who are wondering, any person can stand for the Māori ward. You just need 2 nominators within the constituency on the Māori roll within the area that you want to stand. If, in this case here, if you want to stand on the Māori ward in Kawerau, you need to have 2 Māori roll Kawerau voters. So that's the prerequisite. Oh, and pay your, is it still $200 for the electoral bond?
Cool. Yep.
Okay. No, central government's gone up to $300. So the general election, it's $300 now, not $200. Yeah, that's something that I remember from last election. Okay, Justin, what box number?
Is 24 available?
Yes, it is still
24.
available.
We'll lock in 24, please.
That's right. I'll wait till when someone else sits there and tries to take out all the 20s.
No.
Okay, we've got X for X-ray. As a councillor, how would you work collaboratively with your fellow councillors to deliver on your promises?
Okay, we have an amazing council at the moment that we work collaboratively every day, and it doesn't matter what the decisions we make. When we leave that chamber, we are still friends, and we've made that really, really important. Our first meeting, we said to ourselves, if we disagree on anything, if I say one thing and someone else agrees on something else, when we leave that door, we go out as a team, we support the decision, we do not put anyone down, and we go out as a team. I think that is the most important thing that first day of council that we came away and said, we are a family, we support one another, and yes, we may not agree with the decision that come out, but we are a collective. We are there for Kawerau, and we need to go out as a strong force because we are the voices of Kawerau. So, yep, that's my answer.
Okay, Anthony, what box number? 21. Sorry, 21. Already gone. I've got 22. I can go up to 25. 25? Yep. Yeah, no, Justin's been creaming all the 20 early 20s.
Well, I did that strategically so then I didn't have to think of the other numbers.
Just ask which one.
It's all right, you're working at your next number. Okay, we got C for Charlie. What do you wish to achieve for the community as a council member?
Okay, achievements. I think we need to be, our current council is a great council. I think they have a great relationship with each other. And like Justin said a minute ago, I would like to continue that. I have actually got a lot of friends and relationships from acquaintances from my service day to Smith City. This is another reason why I want to be a councillor, is to continue my helping people. I always have helped people all my life, and that's what I would like to continue as a councillor. You all know me. You all know my honesty, integrity, and values, and that's what I want to continue to bring to the council as well. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, what box number?
Number 15?
Yes,
Gone.
we can do 15. The old driver's license age. Actually, hands up. Who got their driver's license at 15? And I'm in that same boat as well. Gee, some people are late starters here. No, that's true. That just means that, yeah. Okay, we got I for Igloo. How can the council contribute to civil defence and emergency management in our area?
Well, we all know back in 1987 when we had the earthquake, how it went down. Firstly, we do already have a civil defence and emergency component to our council because, of course, in any emergency, more than likely, the services will be disrupted depending on the emergency. So we already do that in council. That's a role that council plays. Generally, the first thing would be ensuring that we all have clean drinking water, whether that's brought in by tanks or bottled and distributed. I lived in the South Island, so I went through the Christchurch earthquake also and the Kawerau earthquake. Yeah, councillors are the ones that kind of keep everything calm in an emergency, otherwise you have chaos. They're the first point of call to, if the army or other services like that are required, they're the ones that make that call and secure our town so that everyone has somewhere to go and gets looked after in an emergency. Thank you.
Okay, Justin, I'm going to guess box number 26.
Well, I was actually going to do 28, but yep, we'll go with 26.
Okay. Sorry, I tried to be ahead of the game.
I'll just cross off number 26 at the bottom of my paper. 26, please.
Okay, we got K for Kawerau. Rates have increased significantly in the last 3 years. What will you do to ensure affordability for ratepayers while still funding essential services?
Oh, that's a big one. Rates is a big topic, and I am still growing and understanding the rate system. I've been on council for 3 years, and I know even some experienced councillors still wrapping their heads around the rate system. For me, it starts with reviewing spending, priorities, funding, only what's necessary, and being smart on the decisions. I take my mind back to one of our submissions hui, and the lovely Ripika Lessels stood there in our chamber and turned around and said to us, you need to make decisions and they need to be around what is necessary for this community. And that's always stuck with us as a council. We've sat there and gone, is this necessary? Does our community need it? And if not, how are we going to make it cheaper, more affordable, or how are we going to work with other people to make it better? Okay, we've got to look at it, is it necessary? We can't just go out there and just cut services tomorrow because people are going to moan. But services cost money, and we've got to realize that rates are always going to be there. It's our main funding stream, but we've got to look at ways in order to, yeah, the time's up. Justin, stop.
And I'll definitely not suggest what I suggested to Wellington City Council at one of their annual plans, which was to start ticketing a bus lane because I worked out it could bring in $10.5 million a year. But I won't suggest it over here because I don't think you have any bus lanes yet.
We do not have bus lanes, but we do have a free shuttle service that is run by Bay of Plenty Regional Council. So no, we will not be ticketing people. I know that wasn't a question, but I will put that out there for our community.
That's all right. Prior to enforcement of the bus lane outside Wellington Hospital, it was in one morning in traffic in 8 minutes, it would have net $4.5 grand in fines.
Well, Kawerau community, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but yes. A solution for Wellington isn't always is a solution for everywhere. Now, Anthony, what box number? Not, no, but we can do 2, 4, or 12.
12.
12? Okay, we got Z for Zulu. What would you do to address youth crime in this town, and what would you do to minimize it?
Okay, youth crime. I think that is a lot better than it used to be. I know it is a lot better than it used to be. We had some rough times in the past. Being in my situation as being Smithy alarm call-outs, I was betting quite a few of them in the past, and the actual what they do to the shops and inside after being burgled is amazing. It's devastating, but that's in the past. I have not heard of any major break-ins lately. So I think that's a good thing, but we must be alert, we must be vigilant, and we must be aware of each other. Help our shopkeepers, help our businesses, and look after ourselves. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, what box number?
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay, we got J for Juliet. What role do you see Māori wards playing in lifting overall equity and inclusion in local government?
Well, I think that basically, like all people, you want to see people like you in governance. You want to see people like you, it helps to encourage people want to step up when they see people like them around the council table. And this is one of the, I actually had to really think about these questions. All of these questions have been really hard for me to answer today, because they've made me think a lot about where I stand on issues. And it's really easy to generalize, but when you actually have to think and give intelligent answers, you have to come up with something and be accountable for what you say. And yeah, so I honestly think the biggest role has been that it gives people confidence to stand up and run for council because they see other people that are like them doing it. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, Justin, what box number?
27.
27. Okay, we got W for Whakatane. What experience or skills do you bring to ensure sound financial governance and decision making?
Oh, okay. I've been on the council for the last 3 years, and I have learned from amazing councillors on how councils run. While I'm not a finance expert, as mentioned before, we have an amazing team in our finance department that's led by Leanne, who constantly finds ways to save money for our community. That's why we sit where we sit and they sit where they sit. We come in with our community voice and we hear what the community has to say, and then we put it across to our CEO and our senior leadership team to be like, hey, this is what the community has said. How can we better that? What can you do in order to support our decisions and our thinking behind that? I'm not a finance person, I don't have a finance background, but I know that I can stand strong, and so can our councillors, that we have an amazing finance team that does the utmost best for our community. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Anthony, what box number?
There's 2 available?
Yes. Okay, we got F for Foxtrot. How will you engage with whānau, hapu and iwi throughout your term, not just at election time?
Okay, that's a good question because I have been, as I said before, I've worked for Smith City for a number of years, and I have learnt or gained a lot of knowledge because I have been friends with and acquainted with a lot of Maori people, all people. That is, I know a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people, including Maori. I have tuned their TVs in for a long time, and gained a lot of friends in actually doing that. I want to continue doing that. I think having relationships with everybody is very important to becoming a councillor because you can meet with these people and engage with them. That's how I want to take it on board. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, what box number?
Yeah, how many do we have left?
There are 3 boxes left, 16, 19, or 28.
Oh, it has to be 19.
It's all right. You haven't screwed up Justin's number choosing pattern.
Well, he's got heaps of nines. He's got good ones.
Okay, we got A for Alpha. Do you support political party endorsements of local government candidates?
Oh, there's pros and cons for both of these things, actually. Well, I think a lot of people are anti-government at the moment, or in general. Sometimes in your life you're on the wrong side of the government, no matter where you're sitting. I know that I have been. Sometimes I'm in a place and that government doesn't really, the policies they have don't suit me. But the question is, do I endorse local government candidates? Well, I think the one thing about someone that stands up who has endorsement from a political party is you can quite easily see where they sit with their policies. And I actually admire people, I guess I admire people that have got the conviction to stand up and say that they're endorsed by a particular party, because then you know where you stand. It allows you to really quickly understand what their ideologies are like. We haven't got any this time. We have had some in the past. Is there a place? Yep. I think it's transparency when they stand up and say that they're endorsed by a political party.
Okay, Justin.
28.
Oh, so you're not going to be doing the age you can get your driver's license out of 16.
No, not 16. We're going to go 28, please, and thank you.
No problem. We've got B for Bravo. How would you stand up for your community interests if it differs from your own opinion? And sorry for those at home, you won't be able to see the chyron on the screen. The file for that chyron is corrupted.
Oh, corrupted. Okay. I'll always put community first. My role as a councillor is to represent our community first and foremost. If that differs from my own perspective, I've got to go back and hear what the community has to say, because we are voted and we are put here for the voices and for their decisions that all their ideas brought forward. So if it differs from that, I need to go back and have a conversation with our community. That comes from our submissions that we get. We are very lucky here in Kawerau. When we go out for submissions, Kawerau turns up and they put their submissions in and they tell us what they want for Kawerau. We read those, every one of them, and we get a better picture of what Kawerau wants to see. And for that gives me a better understanding, and that may not sometimes align with me, but also I need to be more informed and understand, where does Kawerau align? And I have to think, you know what, I'm there for Kawerau, so maybe that is where we need to go. Thank you.
Now, we're in an unfortunate situation where we have one question card left and 3 candidates. Would you all like to answer it?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's actually box number 6. It's actually box number 16. The driver's license age.
I think me and Tracy are happy that we all answer it.
Yeah.
How are you, Anthony? We all answer the one question. Why not?
Yeah.
It's the last one. Go big or go home.
Okay, so we got H for hotel. What role do you see the council in improving health and wellbeing outcomes for the community? Let's kick off with Tracy first.
Well, improving health and wellbeing outcomes. We're already doing pretty well with that. We have not too bad services in Kawerau if you're not sick. I mean, one of the things that a lot of things that I hear is people that have a lot of problem getting into the doctors in the time that they want to get, in the time frame they want to get seen. I don't see that completely as a council issue, but health and wellbeing, use the parks, go for a walk, which is not always possible if you're disabled or something like this, right? I sort of actually see it as not so much a council issue. But yeah, we have good facilities here. Thank you.
Okay, Justin.
Just like as Tracy has said, we go back, if we talk about health and the health system, that's a central government organisation and we are only governed by that. But if we take the second part of that and talk about wellbeing, as Tracy has mentioned, our parks and reserves, we've had a conversation today around opening them up. We need to use them. They're there to be used, and the wellbeing, I know for a fact, if we go out in our community, most afternoons we're seeing people, especially at the moment as it's getting warmer, people are out there using our facilities. They're using the parks, they're using the reserves, and that's great to see. We want to see more of that. I know that we've got a abundance of local gyms that are opening up. Hauoro at the moment is a huge thing. People are taking care of themselves, I think, more than we've ever taken care of ourselves at the moment. And I think that we as council need to work with other organisations and work with community groups to promote that. Thank you.
Okay, Anthony.
Okay, I think we had a wonderful mountain view that has been exceptionally fantastic in our community. Also, the St. John that we have in town is fantastic. I had experience with that myself with my parents, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. But the main thing at the moment that we have a problem with in Kawerau, and it's not just Kawerau, it's all towns, all cities, is in New Zealand, is the lack of doctors. I think we need to persevere in that, try and get some more doctors here. It takes, at the moment, it takes up to 6 weeks to get to a doctor's appointment. I think that is just shocking. It's more of a central government role rather than a local government, but I believe, though, that we can have some persistence on that. Thank you.
Okay, we would normally take a break now, but I don't know. I'm ready to, but would you like to take a break or should we get on to hard-hitting questions?
I'm happy to carry on if you two are.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yep.
keep this train moving.
Let's keep this train rolling.
Okay.
Unless
Let's get
you
ready.
want to go have a break.
No,
cool, let's go.
I'm happy. Well, as I say, we work as a collective.
Exactly
No?
like council does, a collective.
Yes. Okay, let's get ready for hard-hitting questions.
Hard-hitting questions. We're not gonna need to put in one does a question because every candidate has answered the hard-hitting questions.
Okay, so let's get on to hard-hitting question number 1. What role do you see for council in enabling multi-land development while respecting tikanga and was it whenua rights? And we'll get a new order on here. Tracy, you get to go first.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
That's all right.
Well, I mean, we already have the consent process in place. Like if you want to do a new development for something, respecting tikanga and whenua rights. Well, it's the same as when you actually own a residential property. You've got your side of the fence and you've got the council side of the fence. I'd like, I'd like to think it's that way, but, we all know that there's rules around ownership, and the rules keep our society orderly, and allow us all to live in our own space without harming each other, and allow us to have our individual rights inside our boundaries. So I actually, it does have a role, and that role has actually been fulfilled, I think, so far. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Anthony.
Okay, that's a good question. No, Justin?
No, it's coming to you. It's coming to you.
It's me?
There we go.
Okay, it's me. Okay, that's a good question. Basically, having respect for everybody's rights and so forth, and federal rights is very, very important. I cannot say anything more about that other than we need extra land in Kawerau. As I said before, we need to get more people in town, and to do that, we need land. So we have the Hardy Avenue, Beatty Road extensions. We have the land outside Kawerau. I would like to see redevelopment in those areas if we can. Other than that, we're going to have high rises. And who wants high rises in Kawerau? No way. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, Justin.
We've got yes, the role for council, we've got to have it as a respectful role. It's a two-way street. It's a kōrero between both parties, and we have to have an outcome that works for both parties. We have our cultural advisor, Korote Hakawa Terere. He is our guiding person for everything, and he guides us in all our decisions around tikanga Māori and whenua. What the conversations that we have with him, then he goes off and has conversations with our iwi and whenua in those areas. I'm not an expert, but I know that we have experts at council that help and guide us through that, and Koro is the person to go to. Yeah, so we lead with him. Thank you.
Okay, now let's get ready for parting question number 2. How will you celebrate and protect local Māori history and sites of significance in council planning? And let's see what random order sheet gives out. Sorry. Tracy. I was thinking it's gonna sit there and make Justin on top, but no, it doesn't.
Yeah, right. So firstly, I'll probably look them up, because I have kind of a little bit of limited knowledge about the history of the Māori sites in Kawerau. I know that we do have regulations at council for significant sites. Celebrating and protecting, well, our history, I suppose, some of it is in the museums and the libraries that we have here in Kawerau. I believe some of the plans for those have been put on hold a little bit due to budget constraints. And I get that. And I guess we do have them stored and looked after. This is the documents. The sites, I think we have got quite a few sites that are recognised in this town already, like the Monica Lanham Reserve and stuff like this. I would actually have to do more research, but I think we already have some quite good regulations in place to protect those areas.
Okay, Justin.
Yes. If we look at the first part of that question, how will we celebrate? We are doing a wonderful job at the moment. If you've noticed here in the Kawerau community, we've changed a couple of our names on our streets, and we have added QR codes to that links to the story, the whakapapa behind it. So you can tap the QR code, and then it takes it to our council website, and it gives a story of why the name was given. We have some amazing kaumatua, as I've mentioned. Te Haukakawa Terere is one of our guiding forces. And we have many other kaumatua in this community that have stories of how Kawerau came to be. And they are more than happy to sit down over a cup of coffee and a bicky and talk and have a korero around it. That's how we celebrate it. We listen to our people in our community. They have the stories, they have the knowledge. Yeah, we can celebrate local Māori history through education, as I said, signage, and community events that we do now. So it's just keep doing the stuff that we're doing because we're doing it well.
Okay, Anthony.
Okay, I am an historian. I have studied history of all cultures. I love history, have all my life. I remember as a kid at North School being taught about the Maori history of our area, and it's stuck in my mind all these years. I think we need to preserve those stories, retell those stories. That's the preservation that I can see. It's just wonderful stories that we grew up with. Let's keep that going and maintain the flow. Thank you.
Okay, and now let's get on to heartening question number 3. What is your position on retaining the, and I'll just mention there's an error in the name here because I put the wrong one on the sheet. So we'll have it with the correct Māori constituency that covers this area. What is your position on retaining the Kawerau District Council's Māori ward and the Bay of Plenty Regional Council's Kohi Māori constituency, and why do you hold that position? And now let's see what random order sheet gives. And no, I don't like that one.
It's Tracy again.
Or Anthony, it won't put you at the top. Now we finally got it. Okay, Justin, you get to go first.
I am in favour of retaining our Māori wards. I've mentioned multiple times, and Tracy said it beautifully before. I look at my students in my classroom, and I say this all the time. I want them to see themselves on the table, and that may not happen in 10 years' time. We may have, as we've seen out in the community and in local government, a radical change, and they need to see themselves at the table. We want them to see that their voices are being heard by people that look like them. So by retaining Māori wards, they see themselves at the table, but they can also go, you know what? That person there looks like me, and I want to be like them. I want to stand up for my community. So yeah, it's a twofold for both that and the Kohi ward. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, Anthony.
Okay. Okay, that is a question that I will leave up to the referendum. We have a binding referendum in this election. So whatever that referendum result is, we will abide by. I can see fantastic forward thinking if we do get that referendum binding done. But let's just wait until after the election and see what the binding referendum says. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy.
Yeah, so like everything, there's pros and cons to every situation. I think that I would just like everyone to be able to be comfortable with how they vote for their own reasons. Everyone that votes has a decision to make for their own reasons, and I'm not actually prepared to tell anyone how I'm voting on that issue. I do feel strongly about the right to privacy when you vote. That's why we have democracy. That's why we have a system in this country that allows us to choose who we vote for what reasons. So yeah, I'm not actually prepared to answer that question today. Thanks.
Okay, now it's that time for closing statements on why candidates should, put their pitch on why they should get one of your ticks at this coming election. Anthony, you get to go first.
Closing statement.
Closing statement why you should be on council.
Okay. Closing statement why I should be on council. Okay, I have an experience in Kawerau Neighbour Support and Kawerau Business Association. That's where I managed to find or learn a lot of knowledge about Kawerau and a passion for the people of Kawerau, for the future of Kawerau. Also, I was at Smith City for going near 40, Meikle Smith City going on 40 years. I think that made me a good person. I made so many friends and acquaintances over the years that I still have today. I think that's important to take on board to the council. My relationship with you guys, that's important. Yeah, let's make it happen. Thank you.
Okay, Justin.
I've been on council for the last 3 years as a first-term councillor, and I feel like I'm just getting my head around things. There is a lot of legislation, policy, and reading, and I feel like I've got my foot in the door a bit more every time I'm in council, and I want to keep that going. So for you guys, you need to get out and vote for Justin to keep me going. I'm a community-minded person. I'm here for the community always, and I just want to do the best for you as people. So get out, vote. That's the main thing, especially you ones under 30, looking down the camera. Get out and vote. You are the least proportion people that are voting at the moment. Vote. If you haven't, you're more than welcome to go to the council on Monday morning, fill out a special vote because you're too late, okay? Get out and vote. It's important.
Okay, Tracy.
Yeah, so, yep, my name is Tracy Hill, Kawerau General Ward. I'd like to thank everyone else that turned up today because, it's been quite hard, this campaign, I feel. The questions and the level of knowledge that you actually need to run for council now has gone up tenfold from the last time I had to go. There's a lot more questions and there's a lot more things that you're actually asked the first time around. We weren't asked these things last time. We weren't. And why would I like to be voted in? I'd like to be voted in because I feel like I'm ready for this role. I'm ready to take the next step up on my personal life in terms of returning to the workforce and having my voice heard and having all of my skills consolidated and used. I need to apply my skills now, and I feel that this role is somewhere where I'm actually going to get to apply my skills. Thank you.
Okay, it's that time of the show where we can, pass on the fun parts of going through there. I'd like to thank our candidates for participating on It's in the Ballot. It's not easy to jump in front of a video camera and put yourself out there, but thank you for doing it, and thank you for making us, the It's in the Ballot team, feel very welcome. Can I also sit there and thanks to Storm, who's helped run the cameras as
Good work, Storm.
as we say there. And also like to thank the other team. Obviously, I was the one doing the remote editing as well, so I can't thank a remote editor, but thank Laura for doing the marketing, Stacey for doing the graphics, Nick for being the candidate liaison, Helen for doing the questions, Carol for doing the social media posts, and for making it all happen. Just a little bit of housekeeping because It's in Ballots is all about being open and transparent. Oh, great! And while I'm being open and transparent, I did reboot the computer and I remember that I actually took away what was today's budget. Now, where are we? We are Saturday, the 13th of September. Okay, so It's in the Ballot is a small, is an independent non-profit organisation funded on small dollar donations. Your donations help keep these shows going. Today's cost to run this event is $192 on venue hire, $14 on Starlink internet connection, $31 on Restream hosting to send the streams out to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, $100 for the fuel, and $50 allowance for the food for the crew, which actually, is that's if we got money, we actually spend it. If we don't have the money, we don't spend it now because we don't believe chucking things on the credit card. And there are certainly got to be sensible on that. If you'd like to sit there and help support It's in the Ballot Productions and it's our work, feel free to use go onto our Eventbrite page and get a koha ticket or a koha without admission, and you can do a donation to It's in the Ballot. You can also go to our Give a Little page and put in a donation on there. You can also head to it'sintheballot.nz and click on donate donations, and it will give our KiwiBank bank account number that you can sit there and direct credit the funds to get in there. That one is the quickest, and it's got no fees. And also, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching live, you can do a YouTube super chat, and if you're watching after the show, you can do a YouTube super thanks. All these funds go a long way to help bring out these shows, and also help candidates connect with voters who might not be able to make to a normal Meet the Candidates meeting, where the voter can feel as informed, and the candidate can also have the coverage and break the barriers that in-person Meet the Candidate events don't have. I'd like our audience to give a round of applause to our candidates who are participating. And we'll be back here at 7 p.m. for the Kawerau District Council mayoral race. Have a good afternoon.